Hello students, we are dealing with the different methods to find inverse Laplace transform. This is our second unit as per M3 syllabus as per DBAT University Lonere. Right now we are dealing with the use of convolution theorem to find inverse Laplace transform. Already in the previous two videos on the same topic, we have discussed 4 types of examples. Here we will discuss next type of examples where we are going to apply convolution theorem to find inverse Laplace transform. You are already knowing procedure of applying convolution theorem. There are 4 steps. First step is to write the given function of s as a product of two functions of s, f1 bar and f2 bar, such that their inverse Laplace transform can be easily obtained using the previously studied methods. And the last step is to apply the convolution theorem. The first 3 steps are having only 1 mark out of the 4 marks allotted for such type of examples. Out of the 3 marks allotted for the 4th step, some examiners insist to write the convolution theorem result and they allot 1 mark for this generalized result of convolution theorem to find inversality, and the remaining 2 marks are for the correct solution. As the application of convolution theorem to find inversality involves integration, so we need some integration results. The most frequently used integration results while solving the examples to find inversality using convolution theorem are mentioned here. The first one is integration of e raised to ax dx. Second one is integration of e raised to ax into sin bx dx. Integration of e raised to ax into cos bx dx, and the generalized rule of integration by parts. This generalized rule of integration by parts is very important and also very easy if you write the sign conventions properly. Now we will see the next type of examples. The question will be same. Find the inversality of the following functions by using convolution theorem. First example, 1 upon s raised to 4 plus 13 s square plus 36. As here the term containing s is having the highest degree 4 and the second term containing s is having the degree as 2. So first we will try to factorize this denominator. Now here the constant term is 36 and the coefficient of middle term is 13. So we can have the factors of 36 as 9 and 4 so as to get their total, to get their sum as 13. So it gives us the splitting of f bar of s as 1 upon s square plus 9 into 1 upon s square plus 4 as f1 bar of s and f2 bar of s. After this, we will find their inverse LT using the standard results. So we get f1 of u as 1 by 3 sine 3u and f2 of u as 1 by 2 sine 2u. So here we have covered 3 steps of the procedure of finding inversality using convolution theorem. Now the last step is to apply the convolution theorem. So here the general statement is written first. Now you have to substitute f1 of u as it is and f2 with the variable t minus u. Here 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 are the constant multipliers in multiplication form. So we can write them outside the integration as 1 by 6. And you can simplify this term. So as to get the next step as 1 upon 6 integration from 0 to t sine 3u into sine of 2t minus 2u. Now integrand is in the form of sine a into sine b, and we know that sine a into sine b is equal to 1 by 2 cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. Here a is 3u and b is 2t minus 2u. So cos of a minus b gives us cos of 5u minus 2t, minus cos of a plus b gives us minus cos of u plus 2t. Now again this 1 by 2 constant multiplier along with 1 by 6 in multiplication form gives the final constant multiplier as 1 by 12, and you can apply here linearity property of integration, means you can write the integration sign to both the terms inside the curly bracket separately, and now you can apply the result of integration of cos theta d theta or cos ax dx within the limit 0 and t. So applying the result we get sine of 5u minus 2t by 5u, integration of cos of 5u minus 2t, and the limits are 0 and t. Second one, integration of cos of u plus 2t, it's sine of u plus 2t divided by derivative of u, that is 1, no need to write. So sine of u plus 2t is the integration of the second term within the limit 0 and t. Now the part left is you have to just put upper limit and the lower limit values. So we get 1 upon 12 sine of 5u minus 2t upon 5u within the limit 0t minus sine of u plus 2t within the limit 0t. Here the previous step from the previous slide is intentionally repeated. Now substituting upper limit and lower limit, we get 1 by 12 into bracket. Here this denominator 5u can be written as 1 by 5u. With u equal to t here as upper limit, we get sine 3t minus sine of 0 minus 2t, that is sine of minus 2t. And upper limit is sine of t plus 2t, that is sine 3t, minus sine of 0 plus 2t, sine 2t. Now we know that sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So using that trigonometric result, we can simplify this step as 1 by 12 into bracket 1 upon 5u sine 3t plus 1 upon 5u sine 2t minus sine 3t minus minus plus sine 2t. Now you can combine the similar terms so as to get the simplified answer. So we get here 1 by 12 6 by 5u sine 2t, 1 by 5u sine 2t plus sine 2t, 6 by 5u sine 2t. This term is positive, so it is considered first, and 1 upon 5u sine 3t minus sine 3t gives us minus 4 by 5u sine 3t. Now multiplying the constant terms 6 by 5u and 4 by 5u by the constant multiplier 1 by 12, we get the most simplified answer as 1 upon 10 sine 2t minus 1 upon 15 sine 3t. So this is your required answer as inverse LT of the given function of S. Remember, the integration results, the derivative results, and the trigonometric formulae are frequently required in engineering mathematics 3. Without these results, without knowing these results perfectly, you cannot solve the examples from any topic of M3. So be perfect with these type of results first and then go for M3. Now next example, s square upon s raised to 4 plus 13 s square plus 36. This example is very similar to the first just solved example. only the change of numerator. In the first example, we are having numerator as 1 and here we are having numerator as s square. Okay, we will see what is the difference, what will be the difference in the answer because of this numerator s square. First step, we have to write f bar of s as a product of f1 bar of s and f2 bar of s. Now you have to take inverse LT of f1 bar and f2 bar. Obviously, here you will get the answer for f1 and f2 as cos function. In the first example, we have got the answers as sine and sine, sine 3u and sine 2u. So here inverse LT of second function is cos 2u. Now you have to write the generalized result for convolution theorem for inverse LT. Substitute f1 and f2. Simplify the second term. It gives us cos of 2t minus 2u. Now here integrand is in the form of cos a cos b, which can be written as 1 by 2 cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. With a equal to 3u and b equal to 2t minus 2u, you will get this result for cos of a plus b plus cos of a minus b. Now you can write 1 by 2 outside the bracket and you can write integration sign separately. That is, you can apply linearity property of integration. Integration of cos ax dx is sin ax upon a. So applying that result of integration, you will get the next step as 1 by 2 sin of u plus 2t divided by derivative of u, that is 1, within the limit 0 t. For the second term, integration of cos of phi u minus 2t is sin of phi u minus 2t divided by derivative of phi u with respect to u, which is phi u, and this is also within the limit 0 and t. Now you have to put upper limit and lower limit to get the final answer. So 1 by 2 into bracket, for upper limit we get sin 3t and for lower limit u equal to 0 we get the term as sin 2t. Second term 1 by 5 you may write it as common multiplier. For u equal to t we get sin 3t and for u equal to 0 we get sin of minus 2t. Again you have to apply here sin of minus theta as minus sin theta result. So we get the next step as 1 by 2 sin 3t minus sin 2t plus 1 by 5 sin 3t plus 1 by 5 sin 2t. Now combining similar terms, we get the next step 1 by 2 6 by 5 sin 3t plus 1 by 5 sin 3t, it gives us 6 by 5 sin 3t, and minus sin 2t and 1 by 5 sin 2t gives us minus 4 by 5 sin 2t. Now multiplying this 6 by 5 and 4 by 5 by the constant multiplier 1 by 2 outside the bracket, we get the simplified answer as 3 by 5 sin 3t minus 2 by 5 sin 2t. So this is the result for inverse LT of the given function of s. So in this way you can solve the examples using the method of convolution theorem. In the same way you can solve one more example. Here I have given you only one example. In the solved examples, first example was having numerator 1. The second example was having numerator s square. Now here the similar example is there with numerator s. So when you split the terms, when you split the function, you will get s as a numerator either with f1 bar or with f2 bar, and the second function will have 1 as a numerator. So try to solve this example and verify your answers with the given answer. Thank you for listening patiently.